The Copperhead Metal Detecting live stream is proudly sponsored by We Dig Metal Detectors, offering all major brands. We Dig Metal throughout the metal detecting community for great customer service, pricing, and knowledge. Since 2017, We Dig Metal Detectors has been helping veterans and newcomers with all their detecting needs, from pinpointers and professional detectors to walk-through security systems and law enforcement wands. We Dig Metal Detectors has you covered. Visit www.wedigmetaldetectors.net today. Service, speed, knowledge, no compromises.
All right.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are live. Hi, guys.
All right.
What's
Hey,
up?
what's up?
What's cracking?
We got the normal group in here. We got Pop Joe Setti from Connecticut. We got Eric from the Brotherhood. Greg, you know what's going on. He's in here every now and then. Mike,
Howdy.
And then we got a new guest today. We're excited to have him on. Tony, what's going on from Just Dirt Fishing? How are you doing?
Bro. I'm good.
Good. It's nice to have you on, man. I've never personally talked to you or met you. I think Eric brought you in, which I'm happy to do. I've watched all your videos pretty much, so
I appreciate that.
I've digitally watched you and known you, but personally, I have not. So you have your own personal stalker, from me at least. So
hey, I'll take it. If it's for YouTube, I'll take it.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody in the chat, we got the normal people. We got Ohio Farm Hunter, Metal Detecting NC, Ezra, of course. Hi, Ezra. Brooklyn Treasure Hunter, Mark Thomas. Who else am I? Doodle's Gone Digging. What's going on, everybody? Hey, Thomas, the Detectorist. Oh, Liz was in here. Yeah. I saw that. Hi, Liz. How's Canada going? I hope she got out and found some stuff recently. So she was on last week, and she just found gold ring recently. So
nice.
Good for her. Good for her. Yeah, that's awesome. Who else we got in there? Did I miss anybody? I know we have a couple marks in the chat. And
Joel just popped in.
Oh, Joel. Hey, Joel.
Ooh.
I'm glad that he's not on the screen anymore. He almost broke my camera the last time that we were out here. So, but so Tony, good having you, buddy. How's hunting been? You said you went out this morning.
Yeah,
no luck,
it's been
huh?
tough. Yeah, it's been tough. You would think these places, there's only a handful in my area that detects. We actually detect all together.
Yeah.
You've seen them on my videos multiple times. And we're the only ones in this general area that detect. And we all, it's tough pickings. It's like the gods are not on our side, But, that's what it feels like sometimes. I'm sure everybody in the chat has been there.
Yeah.
It's like the metal detecting gods is, please open the ground. And,
I've never talked to myself so much until I start metal detecting. And in my head, I'm always begging the gods to give me something good.
Oh, I always do. Every time I go out, I say a little prayer for metal detecting gods. Please let this be the one. Let this be the one.
Yeah.
But he's blessed me a couple times, but it's tough. Of course, we wouldn't do it if we got all the treasure every time we went out. It's like a bag of M&Ms. You just never know what you're going to get every time we go dig. That's the thrill for me, is that keeps me coming back for again and again. Excuse me. Because you just never know when it's like Park Rat Pat says all the time. All it takes is one hole.
Yeah.
It takes one hole to change your whole outlook on everything.
Make it or break it.
Make it or break it, and that's it. And so,
the longer you stick at it, the greater the chances are, really, for that.
Exactly. Yeah. Even if you got a Garrett Ace 250, or you got a bounty hunter, if you swing over top of it, you'll find it, unless it's real deep.
Yeah.
Then you got to get the nicer machines to go real deep. But if it's there, you'll find it.
Yeah.
No matter what kind of machine you got, if it's there and it's meant for you to find it, guess what? You're going to find it.
And you know what they say? It's kind of like a numbers game too. You know what I mean? They say all holes matter and to dig every signal. And that's true, because you never know what that tone's going to end up being.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I just got a new machine a couple weeks ago. So
he's in the Mind Lab family, guys.
Woo!
I am. I just broke into the Mind Lab. But, and to me, I'm learning the 13 to 15 range is all pull tabs. But they tell me that range right there is also for gold rings and for jewelry and stuff like that. And so I gotta dig them. You know,
it's a double-edged sword, man. It really is. The Equinox life is you got to be a little bit of a glutton for punishment on some of it because you know, it will put you on some fantastic finds, but you got to earn your dues with that machine.
I'm learning. I am learning. Trust me. I've been out maybe, last couple videos I've had it out, and I went out Sunday. I went out for a few hours, but I messed up all my footage and lost every bit of footage I had.
That's happened to us a few times.
That's about.
I just started. Well, I've done live vids before with my cell phone, but I bought all new equipment. I bought a new metal detector, new camera, new pinpointer. I got a new belt I won from Eric. You know, so I've got all new stuff. My wife was gracious enough to get it all for me. And so, and I have to learn all of it. I got familiar with my cell phone. I got familiar with my Garrett Ace 400. You know, so it's a learning curve with everything. So
that's what I was going to ask. What machine you came from?
I came from a Garrett Ace 400. Yeah, I went to the
always
600.
a learning curve.
Yeah, absolutely. The Garrett that Ace was a good machine, and we always talk
really
about
good
it
machine.
Time.
All Aces are.
Yeah,
good.
Clay uses that machine, and he has an AT Pro. You know, so he's just once you become in tune with the machine that you're using, it's that much better when you go out and you know what you're listening for. And the Mind Lab's the same way. So like, and you'll find this out, like you said, the 13 and 15, 90% of the time is a pull tab. But you still got to dig it if it sounds good. And I don't know what kind of settings are you usually running with the 600, Tony?
Well, somebody told me, a lot of people, not more than just one, told me field 2, and don't do, was it 50? Do 5? The noise cancellation and all that. So I do field 2, and then I just go from there. And they told me on field 2 that it hits the coins up on the side. What I was told. So I haven't
heard that. Have you, Mike?
No. So what I do know with field 2, though, is that with the frequencies, field 2 will prioritize the higher frequencies.
Right.
So the 40 and the 20, which will naturally find the more or the less reactive. I get them mixed up, but that will go for the gold and the jewelry and the finer stuff at that point. So I could see that being able to hone in a little bit more on an on-edge coin or an on-edge target in general. But I know, I mean, Trey and I have had fantastic luck with field 1. I have switched around and tried it out, but it's one of those things where when you start finding something in one setting, it's like you don't change it until you start going through a dry patch, and then you're like, is it the machine? Is it me? And then you get all in your head. But you know, either way, that's the nice thing about that machine is every single one of the preset settings, they'll put you on targets no matter which one.
So your preset settings are like programs, sort of like a combination of settings that you could store.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's a 1 and 2 mode for pretty much every single park field, and then you got your gold for the 800 and all that stuff. And the one thing that for each one, the 1 setting, park 1 will always, and it just weighs them heavier is what they say, right? So it puts more emphasis on the lower frequencies. And then the 2 setting, park 2, field 2, puts it in, it weighs the higher frequencies in input a little bit more. So at the end of the day, you're still, unless you switch to a single frequency, you're still getting that multi-IQ, all the facets of that and all those frequencies going out there, but it just skews it a little bit differently.
Yeah, that's how the Deus is similar. I think it comes with 13 loaded programs, and then
keep talking, Mike. I haven't turned mine on yet. Go ahead, I'm learning.
Right. I'll feed you all the information.
Speaking of, Joe actually
got another
in the Equinox family as well. He got an 800 in the mail this week. So
and what were you swinging before, Joe?
I have the CTX.
What was it he swinging?
Man of many machines.
The Amphibio, the
CTX. The CTX is.
I think
good, but my old arm don't like it very much when you're out for an hour.
Oh, we have a lot of Equinox users in the chat too. I know Charlie's in here, Liz is in here, Joel's in here. I can't remember. Tyler, you use an Equinox too, don't you? Or no, you're an AT guy, I think. So There's a lot of Equinox users in here, though. So.
Well, he said he's in a Park 1 type. He's a Park.
Oh
1.
yeah, so he is an Equinox guy. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess we're either all sheep and just follow each other, or it is a good machine. So.
I'm an E-Track guy.
Yeah.
You can ask Andy. Yeah, you can ask Andy. It took me a while to decide on the Equinox 600. I've been in Amphibio for probably 7, 8, 9 months, and I was dead set on an Amphibio when I was going to buy it, and then right at the last minute, I changed my mind.
I hear
and
you.
I went with a 600, and because I was like Joe said, it's heavy, and I heard that a lot by a lot of people. And I'm like the rest of them. I got shoulder issues and everything. I'm not a young guy. I may look it, but I'm not a young. And so I didn't want to be swinging an Amphibio and be my shoulder hurting the whole time and be uncomfortable. So right at the last minute, right when I was getting to hit the buy button, I changed my mind.
Wow.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head.
With a 600.
Yeah, it comes down to the comfortability factor, right?
Yeah.
It's what can you be out there for as long as you can sustain your determination to find stuff, right?
Yeah.
So if we've been on 12-hour hunts, and it's like, okay, Joe's been put through the ringer because he's kept up with us on those 12-hour hunts, and we joke about the Popeye arm, but it's a real deal. I mean, exactly. But
I think I'd be dragging after 12 hours. I ain't never done 12 hours.
Right.
The day we were in PA, it was a long day. Let me tell you, I was good with it, but oh god, I was dying underneath.
Oh yeah,
caffeine.
I'm looking for another day like that.
My back, my shoulder, my everything, man. It's just,
right.
Hey,
some Advil.
There's a lot of videos made it worth it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. True. Have you looked into like a carbon fiber shaft and stuff like that, Tony? I know you just got the machine not too long ago.
Yeah, that's coming with time.
Yeah. Your wife is only so giving, so
that's right.
I feel your pain on that one, buddy.
I gotta do a little bit at a time. I'm a one income family, so
yeah.
You gotta do a little bit at a time.
Oh yeah, it does make a difference.
Buy one. I know.
So you were mentioning down in Virginia, like especially where you're at, there's not a lot of metal detectors down there. Is there any
my little area?
Are there any clubs like that? Have you joined any?
No, I haven't joined any. There's clubs, but they're an hour, 2 hours from me. About the closest one. Actually, the guys that detect with me are getting ready to start a club.
Oh, that's cool.
That's awesome.
We're going to be doing a Facebook page and all that, and we're getting all the fine print worked out and getting the pictures, the logos drawn out and everything else. And so probably in the next maybe month, 2 months, maybe it'll be on full swing on Facebook.
Who's part of the 5? I know Terry's in there quite a bit. Who else is all part of that?
It's got me, the ringleader, Terry, Tony, the guy you've seen a couple times, and we just added a guy named George.
Oh, nice.
You've seen him in 2 videos ago.
Yep, I saw George too.
He just joined our group a couple weeks ago.
How do you guys all meet? Like, how did you meet Terry and Tony and all them?
Terry, I met because I was calling to get a permission to metal detect his yard. His office is in a early 1900s house, and it's actually on my bucket lister video. His office is just across the parking lot where I was at in my empty lot. The lot dates back to the mid 1800s, if not older.
That's good.
So his house is a turn of the century. His office is a turn of the century house, and I was calling about getting permission to metal detect his office, and he's like, it's already been metal detected. I'm like, well, every machine's different. I said, I don't care what machine you got. I can come behind you and find something you can't find. He goes, it's been metal detected. I said, I don't care, but let me come with my machine and I'll see what I can find. I got a different machine, and whoever detected has a different machine than I did.
Right.
He said it was me. I said, oh, really? You metal detect? He goes, yeah. So what do you swing? And back then he swung a White's MX Sport or an MXT. He still has it. And I said, well, let me come with my Ace 400. Well, I never got over there to swing on his yard. And we met that way, and then we got together a couple weeks later on another one of my permissions, and we've been detecting ever since. Tony, I actually met before I met Terry. I think it was on Rocky and Kevin's page. You know how they ask where everybody's from?
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking through the comments and I seen Martinsville, Virginia. I'm like, wait a minute, that's Martinsville, Virginia. I'm from Martinsville, Virginia. I ain't never seen you before because every time I go out, I look and see if I saw somebody metal detecting. And I'm sure y'all do it. You know, if you, I don't know. I know him. You know, but
I love scrolling through that 600 comments of where you all from, and it's just boom, boom. And I'm like, all right. There's a lot of people not from where I'm from, and then you see that one, you're like, that's cool. Or it's like, there's the competition.
Yeah, or it's like,
that's what I did right there. Like, what does he do? What kind of hunting does he do? Where's he hunted? If he hunted my 1909 permission, or has he hunted anywhere I've hunted? You know. Yeah, I got a mid 1800s church. Has he hunted that one? You know, but and he's a school. He does playgrounds and parks and stuff like that. All he ever hunted, but it's online. I met all of them online. And George, he actually put a comment up in there on one of the pages. I think it was the Hoover Boys page. Is there anybody that would let a disabled veteran tag along to metal detect? And he started talking to people. And if somebody asked him, where is he from? He said, I'm from Bassett, Virginia, which is the next town over for me. Mm-hmm. It's like 15 minutes from where I live.
Cool.
And I'm like, wait a minute, you're in Bassett? I'm in Martinsville. And it went from there.
That's awesome.
So
that brings up a pretty interesting thing. And I two things that I want to talk about, just two questions I want to ask you, but I feel like I'm going to forget one. But the first one I'm going to talk about that I just saw, I think Joel posted it, new, and I don't know if it's new. I hadn't seen it before. He posted it, but that metal detecting social networking site that's now up. Have you guys messed around on that at all?
Yeah, we were talking about that a while ago.
Eric was bringing that up. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I messaged you guys.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah,
it's something new.
Detector Network. It looks just like Facebook, but for metal detecting. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, Eric, can you drop a link in the comments?
Yeah, I'll drop a link.
To see that.
Let's get on there. I mean, I haven't built a profile
can we get
yet,
some screenshots or something?
Yeah,
that sounds.
It's
so it's a brand new social media platform purely for detectorists.
Yeah,
exactly.
Wow. Okay, no, I've never heard.
Which is great. I mean, there's a lot of barriers for people to reach out, and there's a lot of reasons to say no. But a friend request is something that so many people are used to at this point that it's like, okay, boom, and if you can see each other where you're like, all right, that makes sense, and it's a good way to network. I mean, even if it's not, you know, hey, can we hunt together? It's, hey, what are you guys seeing down there? What are you picking at? What it find? You know, it's just a better way to, you know, make sure that people who aren't in specific Facebook groups can get out there.
I wonder if anybody's heard it in the chat. Has anybody used this social network for metal detecting? I had never heard from it. Eric brought it up, and a couple of other people have heard of it.
Yeah.
I know at one point I tried to start and it's still there, but a Discord. But not a lot of people use Discord. I love it because it incorporates voice chat and text chat. It's just I didn't get a lot of traction with it. I didn't really push it too much, but I mean, even this Facebook thing sounds really cool, and it's a way that everybody can connect and figure out where each other from. Yeah,
Facebook's getting kind of tough. It's
there's so many on Facebook.
Everyone's got a lot to say about nothing.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it's super political
now. Scrolling in the screen, huh?
Yeah, you go.
That's cool.
So you got your feed just like Facebook. I love that. Yeah,
that's so cool.
But it's all metal detecting related, which is so nice.
Which is essentially my Facebook anyway at this point. But
mine too.
yeah, my whole feed. Yep.
That's all I'm on there for the most part.
I had to start turning,
but it's not coming up.
What'd you say?
Start turning people away.
I dropped the link in the chat, but it's not coming up.
Oh yeah, I didn't see it come through, but we'll put a link in there. But that's on the screen right now is the feed. Thanks, Andy, for bringing that up. That's really cool. Yeah. So maybe we can all be friends. You guys accept the Copperheads?
I'll have to make some profiles, I suppose.
I'm still under my profile, my personal profile. I haven't done a Just Start Fishing yet. I figured I had so much going on anyway. I didn't want to have to keep up with one more thing.
Another thing. Right. Yeah, that's the hard part. Yeah.
So I created mine yesterday.
I started and I was like, let me hold off, and then
So I'm curious, when you're filling out your profile and stuff, does it give you options for like, what's your best find? What's your silver count for the year or something?
No, you sign in through Facebook, and then I think you can log in through Facebook, through Gmail, I think through other ways, right?
Yeah, you can log in through Facebook, or you can just create a page.
Yeah.
It's basically, you can add your social media type stuff, like your YouTube, your Instagram, your Twitter.
Yeah, Nancy said you can do the exact same thing. You can create groups, you can create a channel, you can do whatever you want. So
and then you also they have like a little tab for when you go to other profiles from other channels, like other pages. Gotcha. In this case, Joel from Digging Deep Beeps. If you click on his and it just says subscribe, and you click subscribe, it goes right to the YouTube and subscribe.
Oh, that's sick. That's awesome.
That's legit.
Yeah,
that's very cool.
Yeah, so it sounds like it's almost like TreasureNet, but more social media based.
Right, I post a blog. Yeah. Or like a Reddit.
It's very similar to the Facebook.
Reddit. I will tell you, I was on TreasureNet and posted my link at one point in the wrong spot and got absolutely trashed.
Oh, really? That's funny. They're like cutthroat there.
Oh, they are. Oh, they do not like it if you post it in the wrong post. So. But I get it.
Yeah.
You want to be overloaded with links, which sometimes can happen too. And I don't know how you feel, Tony, but when we're trying to push our channel and share it with other people, I almost get scared of being a little too overbearing, because people people hate when you're just flooding their feed with just links and that's it. But
I've had some videos deleted from pages because of that, because it was the wrong day, or it was they just had too many people flooded in, at the time. I'm like, I'm not everybody. I'm just one person.
Yeah,
I'm a little channel. I'm not that big. I just broke 620 subs, I think, yesterday.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I mean, how else are you going to see other people's channels? And I know there's specific ones for that kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, aren't we all here to see metal detecting, whether it be finds, whether it be in the form of a photo, video? If you want to articulate it via type and describe your find, I mean, listen, I don't care. I'll still check it out, And I mean, I do get that it gets flooded, but how else are people supposed to get exposure?
I mean, I don't know about y'all's page, but probably 80% of my views are from Facebook.
Yeah. When you look at the statistics, it comes from, probably Facebook is the most one. We're starting to grow a little bit on Instagram too.
I'm not getting my Instagram got hacked today, so I got to fix it.
Of course.
He's sending me stuff. Tony was sending me stuff about.
Oh yeah.
Some 4 pictures.
I'm like, I said something about a lot of time on this. You better like it.
I got sent that the other day. I was like, delete. Yeah. One thing I do want y'all to post. If y'all use all your Equinox people and all that want to use earbuds instead of them big bulky wireless earphones, go to my page, or I'll post another link tonight. I bought these the other day. They're Bluetooth earbuds. And
they work well.
They work well. They're not waterproof, but they're sweat proof and splash proof and all that. They got the aptX low, how you say it?
Latency or whatever that is.
Yeah.
Well, that's great too, because I mean, the MindLab headphones are good. There's no question about it. And, you're using the stuff designed for the machine. But as, Trey and I saw the other day, we went out door knocking. We hunted a couple times this past weekend. And, in 96, 97 degree weather, your ears fully covered by cloth. And I'm a sweater. There's no question about it. I mean, I king sweater here. It's my cross to bear, but still, anything to cut down and reduce that. Although I will say, from the sunburn front, the full ear coverage protects me from sunburn.
Hell, Amazon.com has got them half mask.
Yeah,
you can wear around your neck.
I have one of those. Yeah, the gators, the neck gator type deals. Yep.
Yeah.
In a minute, I go get mine. I just got mine in the mail Monday. I got mine just for my neck and my ears, because I blister.
I wrote. Oh, me too. I mean, I've never been tan in my life. Let's just put it that way. It's pale or burnt. That's it.
I'm what they call a true redneck, because my neck is darker, and my back of my ears is darker than any other part of my body.
right here, right now, from moving and landscaping yesterday. Oh man, brutal. But I'll tell you what, so I don't know what brand you got, Tony, but I ordered the Buff ones, the company Buff. I used to work at Dick's Sporting Goods back in the day, and they sold them, so I knew the brand. And now they have ones that have they're all like UV, but they have mosquito. There's some that are specifically bug repellent in there too.
Yeah.
So I got that because when you're sweaty and the gnats get all around and stuff like that, it's terrible, and it's worked pretty well.
I carry bug spray in my pouch.
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
I do know the company Buff. I've heard of them before.
Yeah. Pretty cool. A lot of styles.
Yeah. Now, going back to the headphones, what brand are those, Tony?
Oh yeah,
those are called, those are all keys.
Okay.
AUKEY.
Yeah. I read a lot. Oh, sorry. Keep going.
If you go on my page, I think I shared it to Brotherhood.
Oh yeah, I saw it in your links.
Okay. Yeah, these are Bluetooth headphones right here. You can go to that link and that'll take you straight to Amazon.
I wonder
how all about it and all that.
Yeah, I wonder how much that latency when you talk about Bluetooth is affecting when you're hearing the tone as you're going over the target. I mean, I hear about that all the time. You need the low latency if you're using Bluetooth, but I've never seen anyone compare different latency rated headphones. We should probably do that. Yeah, maybe we do that. Yeah.
The test box is now at the new house.
Forgive my ignorance. What is latency when you're referring to this?
It's the delay.
I was going to ask the same question.
It's like a lag factor.
It's
so
basically
minimal lag.
Yeah. I honestly never even thought about that with wireless headphones.
You'd think it'd be like you get Bluetooth, you hear it as fast as you can. Yeah.
Yeah, the communication between the machine and your headphones when they're connected by that Bluetooth device. But you think about it, you're swinging the machine. If you hear it here, but it doesn't communicate it to your headphones.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, okay, yeah. So that
I
throw you on a wild goose chase.
I don't know if y'all can see it or not.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. These right here actually fit over top of my ear.
Right.
Those are nice.
Hooks on.
It hooks. They don't actually just go in my ear and let my ear hold it all the weight. It actually goes behind my ear, and I've actually got a pair that we bought from Walmart that I use for my cell phone. So that gave me an idea to try the two, because I got both of them linked to my cell phone and to my 600. So I might just try that to see the difference. Might make a video of that.
Yeah.
Right?
No, that would be
cool.
Yeah, that would be really good. We have a couple tests that we need to do. Mike made the test box with PVC pipe, and you have different layers of depth.
Yeah.
Put some iron in front.
I remember seeing that. We never used that.
Yeah, we haven't tested that.
I'll post a picture of it somewhere on our page or something like that. But yeah, I just moved, and that was one of the things I made sure got over to the backyard quick was the test box, because it's something, from a content perspective, it's great, but just from getting knowledge out to the everyday user for what their machine should or shouldn't sound like. And we're not by any means Mind Lab, sponsored by it like that, but we use these machines a lot, and we've become very familiar with them. And if we can spread any kind of knowledge, I mean, we talked about the learning curve on switching to an Equinox, and now that the Vanquish is in the picture, there may be people who have less of a curve, but prior to that, that there was the entry point to Mind Lab was at the Equinox level. So I mean, if we can get any kind of knowledge out there, just from a tone perspective, from a what to expect when there's iron involved perspective, it's good to get out there.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, when I got mine, I'd watched probably a handful of videos, but if y'all were like me, I'll learn better hands-on than I do watching somebody and watching videos. I could watch a video all day long. I mean, I'm gonna learn it. Yeah. But I have to get my hands on it, and that's how I did my career like that too. Yeah. When I was out in the workforce, but I just went out in my yard and started playing and watching a video at the same time and watching what VDI they pull up, and I'd go over and swing. Yeah, that's probably that right there. And I'm still learning, because every ground is different. And I actually, on mine, I'm probably doing it wrong, but I do an automatic balance on mine. I don't manually bounce it every time, because I might swing here in this spot, and then I might go 100 yards that way and go swing. So I just do the automatic balance, and that might be wrong on my part.
I've heard a lot of different of views.
I use auto balance on the it's tracking. It tracks.
I've heard rumors where on the Equinox it could cause you to miss tones, but I don't know if that's true or not.
I have read
I've heard the same thing.
Yeah, I have read that that's mainly focused on your gold prospecting aspect of the hunting, based on the drastic variations of mineralized soil when they're in those gold areas. I personally haven't messed around with it. I've had good luck without it. But here's the thing: I also don't manual ground balance. I set my ground balance at 0, and I interchange, but that's what I've been going with recently. And I see a lot of feedback across the board, different programs and this, that, and the other thing where it's like automatically at 0. And I'll be quite honest with you, unless it's super chattery, I've had luck with just a straight up 0 ground balance. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. Same thing. I don't know, but that's been what's working for me.
I think we're lucky here because our grounds aren't very mineralized. But I think, Tony, I don't know about you guys down there, but I've heard like the southern states. I don't know how Virginia is, but I heard the ground gets more mineralized, in that area.
There's parts that are worse than others around here. I got just about 45 minutes from here. I got a permission. That was an old stagecoach, and we went to hit it a few months back, but the ground was so mineralized that I couldn't get my 400 to work right. And Terry had that's when he just bought his Amphibio, so he was still learning the Amphibio.
Yeah.
And we just looked at each other and said, we'll come back and hit this another day.
And what happens? It's just so completely chattery, you can't get the machine to calm down.
You can't decipher the good signal between the bad signal.
That's got to be so frustrating.
It is, because this was a stagecoach that dated back to the early 1800s.
Right.
And we parked on the old stagecoach road because it was like 20 feet from the road, and I was getting iron targets that was saying 10 and 12 inches down, and they'd be like 3 inches in the ground, maybe 2 inches. Or say it was 3, and I couldn't never find the target. So we just
that's unfortunate.
We just said we'll come back another day, Let the ground change, because it changes every season.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it could be mineralized 1 minute and come back a few months later. I mean, it'll be working fine.
Yeah.
And that's actually right down the road from the doctor's house that I do. The late 1800s house. It's actually on the same road. So
that's awesome.
We actually brought up some clips that we have ready.
Yeah.
So we're with Tony. If you guys joined a little bit late, we're with Tony, Just Dirt Fishing. If you don't subscribe to his channel, please subscribe. We have almost 30 people in here watching right now.
Leave a comment on my videos. I don't mind talking to people.
So this one is, I think, the house that keeps giving. You found a really cool buckle.
That's my 1889 house right there.
Yeah. So we're gonna bring it up. Watch a clip of the buckle. It looks really, really cool. So
that's my best find so far this year.
Andy, pull her up, buddy.
A couple inches in the ground.
So, how deep was it? Look at that.
That was like 3 inches in the ground. 3 inches in the ground.
How old do you think that is?
I still don't know. I've been told early 1800s. I've been told late 1700s. I've been told Civil War area. I just don't know.
Either way, it's old.
It's old.
It's old.
Cool looking.
How old is the house?
The house was built in 1889.
Okay.
That's the doctor's house. It was a doctor that built the house. He was the hospital of the area at the time.
Wow.
And he was the hospital of the area all the way up until I think probably 40s or 50s, maybe. Whenever he died, I don't know exactly the whole story. But if you ever watch Bondurant Brothers on TV, the Moonshine Brothers, and it's the hospital he walked 12 miles to was that hospital right there.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
They said after he got his throat cut, he walked 12 miles to the hospital. That's the hospital. That's where that was.
That's super cool.
Because their area where they were at and their store where they're at was 12 miles, which I'm working on that permission. I'm working on that.
That'd be a game changer.
Yes, it will. I'm working on the farm where they lived. I'm working on where the store was, which I know where it all is. It's just a matter of getting permission and talking to the family and all that.
Yeah.
Get permission to detect the properties. But that's the hospital he walked to when he cut his throat.
That's really cool. I'll tell you what, man, that's one thing you're good at on your videos. You tell, like, as you're finding stuff, you're good at telling a little bit of a background as you're digging it up, and and showing up the targets. So I think that's pretty cool. And I think we kind of struggle with that sometimes. Is we just do the find and that's it, and we go on to the next one. But it's good to build a backstory to it too.
Yeah,
that's really easy to do. Another guy that does really good too is Appalachian history detectives.
Yeah.
Todd Hunsley. He's really good on his backstory. I need to get back to it. I got away from it for a little while because I personally felt like it was taking up too much of my video, taking too much time, and I didn't think people liked it and all that mess. But you're not the only person that has told me, they liked it and all that. So I need to get back to it and telling the history of the item that I found and all that. And
Definitely.
It's just one of the things that you need to remember when you're editing a video. Hey, I need to go look up the history on this and stuff. So
which is a fun
carried away.
Yeah.
Well, your channel is like a year old, right? So around you started about
February was a year for me.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
So why did you start?
Watching y'all. Watching Brotherhood, watching Potter County Diggers. I learned about y'all's channel afterwards, but Matt Howe, Gone Digging, of course the Hoover Boars,
all those guys,
Aqua Chigger. I started watching all them because my son's almost 5. He was a year and a half. I became a stay-at-home dad, and I had time to watch TV. And I went from a 23, 24-year career to a stay-at-home dad, and so it gave me opportunity to watch TV. Well, I'm a big off-road enthusiast. If it wasn't for metal detecting, I would do nothing but off-road.
Yeah.
So I started watching the videos on YouTube, and some metal detecting videos popped up. I'm like, I've seen this before. Let me go check it out. I think it was Quarter Holder. I started watching it, and I'm a history buff anyway. I wish I knew it more than I do know it, but I've always loved history. I'm big Civil War. I'm big into history, all them. And I started watching it, and I just went from there. And when I moved to Virginia, I met Matt Howe from Gone Digging and started talking to him like me and Eric talk just about every day. And I just got more and more into it. And on one of his live feeds on Tuesday nights, and I started talking to people. I'm like, I've just got a metal detector for Christmas, and I'm thinking about doing a channel. I've never done anything like this before. I've never been one for being behind the camera, or in front of the camera, I should say. I've always ran when the camera came out, and I don't like pictures. Never done anything like this. I mean, I'm almost mid-40s, and so I didn't think I was going to do anything like this in my lifetime. And so I was like, you know what? What will it hurt? I won't lose anything. It don't cost me any money. I already have the machine metal detecting. I enjoy it. About that time, I was only doing it a month. I got it for Christmas, and then I started filming, practicing on my filming and all that. And right after that, and then February is when I posted my first video. So it's like I bought my metal detector, started detecting, started YouTube, just in that order.
Hey, that's a good order to go. It's fun, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I love it, man. I love it. Everywhere I go, I want to film something.
Yeah.
Whether I'm metal detecting or not, I want to film it. I enjoy it. No.
You do a couple videos where it's just like a historical site,
Yeah, every time we go to a Civil War park or something like that, I film it. I haven't done one in a while, but I need it with the virus and everything going on. We ain't been able to go to any of them. They've been shut down, but we'd love to tour, Civil War camps and Civil War battlefields and all that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I posted. I don't know if y'all saw it or not. I posted pictures on what's going on in Richmond with the statues and all that. I didn't make a video of it, but I wanted to. Oh man, I wanted to. But I just took the pictures of it, and and so I wanted to save it because now they're taking the statues down to preserve them, to protect them more. Richmond's taking all the statues to save them now, protect them. I think.
Yeah,
as they say. So I'm glad I got pictures of them while
they're still staying.
Yeah. It's a unique chance to get in front of that kind of history.
Yeah,
it is, because our kids won't see it because it'll be gone.
Yep. Yeah.
Part of our country.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of why we do what we do as a hobby and brought to light. And, I think YouTube or Instagram or anything like that is a natural progression just because we want to share the finds with, it's great. And I could be fine never showing anyone my finds, but, I'm calling my dad, I'm showing my buddies, even if they're not in the hobby, it's like, yo, check this out. This is awesome.
Lost history.
Yeah.
Man, I would love to find what y'all find up there. I would love to find.
We need to find some Civil War too, man. We need to find some Civil War.
We'll switch ya.
I don't have Civil War is more east of me, so
yeah, that's true.
True.
But hey, there's a battle that happened here, but I can't get permission to metal detect the property because it goes through a chain of people. It's a long list of people. It's land, it's wooded land that leads to a hunt club, and if the hunt club don't feel like calling you back, they ain't gonna call you back, and that's what's happening.
Right.
You're
just trying to do a different kind of hunting. That's all.
Tony,
that's all I'm doing. I don't care what lives in there or not. I just want to know what's in the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
All I care about.
Exactly.
Tony,
you say, Eric?
Join the hunting club.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
I need to. Actually, I used to.
Yeah.
I used to be an avid hunter. I never bow hunted, but I was an avid. I grew up. I was 3 or 4 years old shooting 22 rifles. So
yeah, absolutely.
I grew up in West Virginia, so yes, I'm a hillbilly.
That's all good.
Shoot,
That's
I
all
can't
good.
help it.
That's not hillbilly.
It's almost heaven. It's almost heaven, right?
Yeah,
well, that's cool. We brought up. We also have the second clip too that we wanted to watch.
Sorry, I talk a lot.
No, you're good. No, that's why we have you on, man. But the next one was the Day of Bucket Listers.
Yeah.
So this one was really cool. Not quite
silver air pilot wing.
Yeah, so it's still military, which is always
it was actually Sterling Silver.
Yeah, which is crazy to me.
I've never found anything like that. That's pretty.
Is that a
Did you drink a Red Bull that day?
I cleaned it up already.
No, I didn't.
No, I didn't.
Actually,
sorry,
that
was a lame joke.
That's all right. That's actually on the property across the parking lot from Terry's office.
That's cool.
That's where I did all these finds right here, in that one video.
You just never know. That's World War II, right?
Yes.
Did you see what Ezra said in the chat? That we're all hillbillies after listening to the intro music.
Yeah.
If you don't like a little banjo twang, I don't know,
He's
man.
not wrong.
Y'all ever done wrong turn?
Tyler said when we were talking about our videoing and not being in front of the camera, he said he can relate. He has a face for radio. So, yeah, we're not. I would say we're not the best looking dudes out there. I'll tell you that.
This takes a lot of work. That's a lot of work right here.
I just tell people it all grew downwards. Gravity pulled everything down the luscious beard.
Well, once you hit 40, it all goes downhill anyway. So.
Yes, it does.
Well, those wings are really cool, man. Especially when you find something with that is precious metal.
Looks like there's a little bomb in the middle. Is that like a little bomb with wings too?
Yeah. After this show, I'll go find. I got it in a drawer. I still got to get a display case for all my stuff yet. I haven't gotten one.
Neat.
But I'll go find it and I'll take another picture of it and I'll post it on my page.
Cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
So where you're at, what's the oldest coin that you've found?
Me personally is my 1899, which is in that same video right there. I found my first 1899 Indian head penny. Which don't sound like a lot to people, but
that's awesome.
That was my very first one, and it was 1899.
That's awesome. Turn of the century. That's
my
really
first
cool.
Indian head penny was 1900.
Yeah,
that was my second one was in 1901,
Oh.
and I've only found 2 so far. But yeah, it's in that same video you just showed that clip of right there. There's a lantern piece in that same video from 1897, and the Indian head pennies from 1899, all in the same video.
That's so cool.
Yeah, IHPs are such cool coins. I love them.
Yeah,
especially when they come out nice.
Yeah, nice.
There's
it's on that clip.
What I have from Eric's is mint.
Yeah,
sandy soil. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, that field.
I posted it on our Instagram a couple weeks ago. That's arguably my favorite Indian head, and the one coin I'd consider pulling to maybe make a necklace.
I don't think 1 ounce of fertilizer ever touched that soil in that field.
You can't.
Nature's fertilizer coins.
What?
the little secret you might
there
not
it
know.
is.
Nature's fertilizer is coins.
Well, the fertilizer, I think, is what corrodes all the copper
that's
coins.
it
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
There she is. Thanks, Andy.
That's
nice.
That's my very first Indian head right there.
Cool.
That's so cool.
And she was pretty.
You got to come up here. We got to get you a copper, Tony.
Yeah.
We got to
I
get
would
you a
love to get-
copper.
I would love to get a copper.
And when you pull out your first copper, that's like a different feeling on it.
It's so exciting.
Oh man, I
Chunky
remember
there.
mine was Drake Bust. I'll never forget the feeling when I saw that, and I was by myself, and I was in someone's backyard, or like a field behind their yard, and he had brought me out to test out his metal detector, and it sucked. It was terrible. So he gave up. He went cooking and whatever, and I stayed out there, and I was like, I was doing this in the middle of the field out loud. I was like. I knew exactly what it was when it came
Oh,
out.
you
And
did? Okay.
I knew it was a large stand. I didn't know what a Drake Bus was at the time. I don't think probably. I had to look it up, but now I can tell you whatever every copper that comes out of the ground is probably what it is now because I do.
See your oil lamp piece there in the video too.
Yeah, that was from 1897, and I didn't realize until I actually held it in my hand. The Indian heads were so tiny.
Yeah, they're not.
So
little.
yeah.
Because I've seen them on videos. They'll always, everything looks bigger on video, even me. But I didn't realize they were so tiny. And I was like, man, this thing's small. I put this in my pocket and keep it, tuck it away, don't lose it. I don't want to, it'd be another 100 years before it's found.
Yeah. It's funny. We always talk about how lucky we are for being up here because one of the last yards that Mike and I did, I think I found. How many Indian heads did I find in there?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So,
8,
I mean, you found 8. I must have found 5 or 6. I mean, it was, such a cool property. The history was great. Went back with the family since it was built in the early 1800s. And they had relocated from 2 properties down from the 1700s house. That the house was actually dismantled and rebuilt elsewhere for historical preservation. And it's just like, we knew. I mean, we knew when we got there, and it was like we didn't know what to expect, how much detectable land, because we had reached out to a historical society in the town that I just moved out of, actually. But and they reached out, and I'll get to a point really quick, but touching back to what Trey was saying about finding your first copper, mine was also by myself, coincidentally, and it was in the backyard of the house that I just moved out of in that same town, and I must have been 3-4 weeks, maybe a little bit more into detecting. So obviously I know I'm super fortunate there. And my house was 1830s. It's the only copper I pulled out of there. It was a matron. And I didn't know what it was when I first found it. I texted all the guys and I was like, what is this? Like, oh my gosh. And I was so hyped about it. But, that permission we got in that same town, that the town goes back pretty early on.
Yeah, that's a historical
history. And I mean, the stories that she shared about her family, we were able to tie some stuff back. And I mean, it's so cool. And when we got there, we are like, okay, we got a lot of yard to hunt. And it was off to the race.
Not enough daylight, but a lot of yard to cover. Let's go.
That's right. That's right.
Well, we had to go back a second day. We hit it twice. We did 2 days almost back to back. We're like, after what we found, we're like, we got to go back.
And we still got to go back. I mean,
Oh, absolutely. There's more there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's just like my county that I live in. Patrick Henry.
Yeah.
That's where my county is named after. It's Patrick Henry.
Ah.
It was Patrick Henry. He actually donated the land of 10,000 acres to make Patrick Henry County. And in late, I think 1700, early 1800s.
I wish I had 10,000 acres to just donate.
I know, right? I wish I had like a pinch of it.
Yeah, tell me about it. So,
but
that's cool.
But they divided they made it. It used to be Patrick Henry, but they divided the county and made it one Patrick and the other one Henry in late 1700s.
That's cool.
The whole point of my story is his house. It's not in its original spot. The guy actually dismantled brick by brick. And one day I'll go by, when I think about it, I'll take a picture of it and send it to y'all. But his house, the guy dismantled brick by brick and put it up in the neighborhood on the corner lot and put it all back together. And it's probably been there maybe 30 years now.
I wonder if they marked each brick 1, 2, 3, A,
And they had to do something. Terry was actually telling me about it, and he actually knows where the original spot where Patrick Henry's house sat.
Wow.
That's super cool.
We're actually working on that property. Terry, the house with three chimneys that's half tore down is Terry's property. The house the video where I just explored and found a bunch of bottles and the house was half tore down. All of them were Terry's properties. It's actually properties that he hunts.
Wow.
And but all them houses, he's got there's one house on one side of the street and two houses, and they're all the road's a T like this, and there's a house sits here, the house sits on each side of right here. And of course you can't get in there during the summertime because it's so grown over. The early 1800s house, one with the big chimneys on it, is we're going to get back there this winter.
That's cool.
Because it's such a big property that we really couldn't hit it good. There's got to be. We found some modern stuff there, found some old wheats, but nothing like y'all find, or it's nothing old yet.
Right.
It's there. But I mean, the oldest coin I found was across the street, and that was my other Indian head penny. I found a 1901 Indian head penny. So there's got to be more there. More, got to be.
Now
We're
that's
just waiting.
That's change.
Mhm.
Yeah. Of course, this part of the country was really poor. But it was not this particular part, because this particular part was all tobacco guys. They were tobacco. That's how they made their money.
Right.
Spencer Brothers Tobacco was right down the road. Their house is actually still standing right down in a place called Spencer, Virginia, which of course their last name was Spencer. The town was named after him.
Yeah.
But Terry knows the owner personally, so we're going to get permission for that house too. Working on it.
That's sweet. I bet you find some really unique stuff there. If there's that kind of money rolling around.
Yes.
Just a button perspective. I mean, come on.
Yeah, R.J. Reynolds, Philip Morris, Orbital. R.J. Reynolds grew up in a house probably 20 minutes from here.
Wow.
Of course, the university works on it now, so it's reserved, and I can't touch it, but you can always touch the outskirts of it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They didn't just live there; they expanded out. Right?
They were big tobacco people. I mean, they had big plantations and all that. So, it's just a matter of having the time to get to all these properties. And I mean, there's so many properties now we got permission for that we'll never hunt them all.
Yeah, that's the hard part too. We have fields that we found plenty of coppers in. You know what I mean? It's 1,000 acres.
Yeah.
4 people can't do 1,000 acres. You know what I mean?
That's when you need to do a group hunt.
Well, we're waiting for it, Tony. Come up here, man. There's still some coppers over there.
Like pound the ground. You get a big organized group hunt coming on. $150 a person.
Yeah, we've thought about that. Yeah, that would be really fun. The logistics part of it, when you talk about, luckily that's just one nonprofit farm that owns the entire thing. But you're talking about 1,000 acres like that. I would love to do something like that. You know what I mean? Have a bunch of people. They're not even for the money. It's just having all those people all in the same area where you can go talk to. Unfortunately,
people that we talk to like this right here every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk to through Messenger or something like that. You can actually meet them face to face.
Yeah, for sure. We were going to go to Digstock. Unfortunately, that's canceled. So that's
I saw that.
And so we're hopefully going to hit something else up, but this whole COVID thing is kind of screwing everything up. But.
Yeah, I saw the other day that the Civil War show in Tennessee is limited on. It's the one Butch American Digger magazine shows every year.
Butch Holcomb, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're limited on how many they can have in at one time and all that because of all this virus mess. Yeah, it's definitely changed everything.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's why I went on a 2-month hiatus, because I couldn't leave my neighborhood. We couldn't leave unless we were going to work. The only time we could be in our car, and or the grocery store, and that was it. So I didn't want to take a chance of going out and driving. Where are you going? Store? Yeah, right. Why is that metal detector in the back? Oh no, it stays there. It's like a rifle in the back of your window. It just stays there. I don't know why it's there. I might stop on the way. I might find a good property on the way to the store. I don't know. Who knows?
Hey, metal detecting NC, if you want to feel better, he's been detecting for 40 years and never found a large cent, or a colonial copper. Those are the people that's the person I want to have up, and I want if anybody finds anything that day, I want it to be metal.
If you watch his channel though, if you watch Michael's channel, he finds some good stuff.
Yeah, he's
does.
Smart.
Yeah. He's smart though. He'll find a Civil War battle and go on the outskirts of it. It's
yeah,
like, and detect. If there's a park down the road, he'll go detect the park and stuff.
Yeah,
No,
that's He gets some good stuff, but I would want him we've brought a couple of people out, and you just hope and pray that those are the people who actually score when they come down.
Yeah,
because they've been searching it.
Yeah,
can you imagine how much time he's put in for 40 years,
right?
Well, he's the sucker that stole everything for us to not find. You know what I mean?
That's
the guy who's taking everything.
he got it. Him and Joe got it before we even were even born. What are you talking about?
Oh, God.
Well, and that kind of goes back to what you were saying, Tony, before. And Trey and I just ran into it this past weekend. We're itching to get out, and obviously door knocking is very hit or miss right now, but we had masks on and we were just driving around checking out some properties, and we stopped at one place, obviously maintained a good distance, and it was an older woman who she had said her property had been detected before, and she didn't bite necessarily, but it's not a no yet, so we're not chalking that one up as a loss. But the next house, we were maybe 5-10 minutes down the road, and this woman was taking out her trash, and she had what looked like a very obviously Victorian 1800s house. So we pulled up, and she thought we were looking for directions. And when we had talked to her, she had said, well, we detected it before. It had been detected. We have detectors. And we thought, in my gut instinct initially was like, okay, well, this is going to be a straight up no. But, Trey threw it out there. He's like, oh, listen, we got different machines. We'd love to still give it a try. And she's like, go to town, have fun. We're here all day. Yeah. And it turns out it used to be the church burnt down across the street in the 1800s. And they had ceremonies and services and weddings and stuff at that house across the street.
Wow.
And we have an open invite to go back. We found some cool stuff, but we didn't get too much period style.
The small coil is gonna.
It just goes back to saying, hey, we got different machines. Let's give it a whack.
Mm-hmm. I think there's a lot of iron in that ground. I think the small coil is definitely gonna.
Yeah. One thing I had to overcome. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, go ahead, Tony.
One thing I had to overcome, and I get nervous. The only reason I'm not nervous right now is because I'm sitting in my house.
Yeah.
But in talking to people face to face, I get nervous. I almost choke because I get nervous.
Yeah.
And which I don't know why, because I've always been a social person. I've never had an issue talking to people. But when it comes to metal detecting and trying to get permission to dig holes in your nice manicured yard over here, I get nervous. And that's one thing I'm still working on, because when I first started, I didn't door knock. I didn't do any door knocking at all.
Right.
I'd find their phone number and call, and these people didn't know who I am. They didn't know what I look like. Nothing, Hey, can I metal detect your yard? What's metal detecting? I got a machine that finds metal items in the ground.
Right.
That's how I explain it. Okay, sure. And then I go talk to them face to face finally. But that's why I try to help people on Facebook, and if somebody comments on,
it might be me on my mobile connection on my hotspot.
Yours
Mike was lagging before.
It's YouTube itself, I think, man. That is.
YouTube won't even load for me.
That's up now.
Oh, there it is. Fixed now. It's back.
Okay.
It's back.
All right, folks.
If anybody's in here, everyone. Yeah, no, that's what was happening. I think YouTube crashed for a second.
Yeah, YouTube crashed.
Because we were at 30 viewers, and then all of a sudden, everybody.
We peaked, and YouTube's like, nah, you're done. You're toast.
Yeah. They got tired of me talking.
Just like you said, you keep bringing up metal detecting. So my boss, I always talk to him about it, and I just found out he owns a property in Vermont, 1723 farmhouse and farm.
Yeah, that's wild.
I'm like,
road trip.
Let me hit the place up. We could camp out.
Uh-huh.
And one thing I do too, I'm sure y'all do it. I'll offer the owner whatever I find, even if it's clad pennies. I'll offer it to the owner.
Yeah.
And I mean, the other late 1800s house we do, it's actually a 160-acre farm, and we found out just a couple weeks ago that there was some Civil War activity. Either they camped or they done something through that area, and so we're going to get back into that area, to that farm, and explore the farm more. But even I found big old. It's in my film. I filmed it. I found big old pieces of farm equipment, like discs and stuff that they had on their equipment. I offered it to the owner. He goes, "What am I going to do with it?" I said, "I don't want to take it home. It's just going in my scrap bucket,
Shoot, Mike was basically begging the last.
I know. I found, and the only reason I found some duplicate locks that looked like they were from the hitching post that was out at that 1800s house that we were just talking about, that we door knocked, if you will. And I was like, listen, you want anything? I found a cool silver ring. I found like a brooch pendant thing. Sorry, I'm not trying to spoil any videos upcoming, but some neat stuff, right? And fortunately, I found two of the same lock in different spots, but cool full padlocks. And and he's like, well, since you found two of those, he's like, you guys worked hard for it. And I was like, no, it just takes out, like, you want to give back, and
part of the house, take it. It tells a story.
Well, that, like, we didn't even think about it when he talked about the padlocks, but he talked about all the hitching posts that they might have used or something along those lines, where they were using it for the wedding ceremonies and that sort of stuff. So you never know, man.
You don't.
To think of the story behind each one of the things that you find, that's the fun part too. So
that's one thing about my films. I there's a lot of people that don't watch mine because I don't find coppers. I don't find walking liberties. I don't find old, like really, really old stuff. I show clad. I show the dime I find. But
the square nail or whatever.
The square, well, actually, square nails have they're pretty common. A lot of people collect those.
Yeah.
But that's the one thing. That's why I laugh at it, because, and I actually made a video, the reality of metal detecting, because we don't always find what you see on our channel. And and I tell a lot of people that just beginning, don't get discouraged, because I see online all the time, I'm going to sell my detector. I'm not finding nothing but trash. Blah, blah, blah. Guess what? That's part of the hobby.
Yeah, 100%.
Right. That's what you're going to find. I still find trash to the day. Even Mike, going to 40 years, will find trash. That's just part of the hobby.
Right.
And don't get discouraged. But, I'm thankful for the viewers that I have, because I show modern stuff. I show it's like the video that's coming out soon that I had to redo because I lost all my footage. But, it's live digs. All it is. Everything is live, except for like a couple of them are live digs. Yeah. We all know how live digs go. If you like, I'm grateful for the people I have, because
baby. The curse.
Yes, it is. And it happened a lot, especially between that range of 13 to 18.
You'll be cursed a lot in that range.
I was cursing a lot.
All right. Well, we're gonna close out the live stream. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We
appreciate it.
Almost 10 minutes over, and we could have gone 10 hours over, I'm sure, if we kept going. But,
I'm almost out of drink, so no, we couldn't have gone too much longer.
my bladder is actually starting to get to me. But thanks for everybody for watching. If you don't subscribe to Tony at Just Dirt Fishing, go over there and subscribe to him. He does a lot of great hunts, both public areas and private permissions. So go watch his stuff. It's really good. If you need a new metal detector or any kind of swag for your metal detector, check out Andy O'Neill's website. He's obviously got the snakeskins going too, so please go check out wedigmetaldetectors.net and get yourself a new detector or some swag. So thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night. We'll see you next week.